there, sweet friend, and welcome to the very first episode of Migraine Relief Hotline. I am so excited to finally be sharing this with you. Now, if we haven't met, I'm Kelli, and I'm a functional dietitian who specializes in helping people just like you feel more confident with managing migraine. And I know how frustrating and overwhelming it can be to try and live with migraine. There's so much conflicting information out there. There's lots of restrictive diets and crazy recommendations, and you might end up feeling like medication is the only option, but also medication may not work as well as you would like it to. Because of that, I wanted to create this podcast to give you answers to your biggest questions about migraine. So whether you're still undiagnosed or you've been living with migraine for decades, this is your space to get support and have your questions answered. Now, I became a dietitian because I love how powerful food and other natural tools are for helping us improve our health. But it was my own journey with migraine that made me want to specialize in this area. I've had migraine for over 25 years, and for a large portion of that time, I had migraine attacks every single day. It wasn't until I dug more into migraine research, just for my own reasons, that I realized how much potential there is for managing migraine better when we approach it as a whole body condition instead of just neck up, right? And I still remember when I came across my first articles on the gut-brain connection and hormones and like magnesium and fiber, and how amazing the outcomes were when we just expanded the tools that we used. So much of my journey as a migraine patient was filled with medical gaslighting and having my concerns dismissed and feeling like no one wanted to dig into stuff like this with me. So I decided I would infiltrate the system and try to make some change from within so that hopefully fewer people would have to go through what I went through just trying to get help. And now we're here. I am so grateful that I get to do this work every single day, and I'm so excited to start helping more people through this podcast. So each week I'll be answering questions about migraine submitted from people like you, and maybe even submitted from you. I'll be providing science-backed strategies and real-life tips and a little bit of magic so that you can feel more confident managing migraine and get the support that you need. So before we wrap up, here are a few ways that you can get the most out of this podcast. The first is to submit questions. So you can do that using the link below in the show notes. You can also find that same link on my Instagram, which is the.migraine.dietitian. If you just search migraine dietitian in Instagram, it should pop up for you. If you want to support the show and get extra little goodies, then you can also join the Patreon. This is a great place to connect with fellow migraineurs who are going through the same things that you are, and a great way to learn a little bit extra about managing migraine. And if you're enjoying what you hear so far, make sure you leave a review wherever you're listening to this so that you can help fellow people with migraine find this podcast too. Thank you so much for being here. It really means the world to me, and I am so excited to start diving into your questions. So with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.